community, kamusta kayo dyan? By the way, my name is Nate Vergara and I'm going to discuss today the 5 steps for natural weight loss. So stay tuned. You like my shirt?
Let's start. So, just as what I mentioned in the earlier clip, so this is the 5 steps to a natural weight loss. Okay? So, medyo mas maliit na lang yung tsura ko ngayon dito sa may bandang somehow sa gilid, okay? So this is actually a technique that you could apply. So even if you are busy. So I myself is also a busy professional. So I have a full-time job. Plus I am also doing some freelance entrepreneurship and work for other projects. So that is something that I could share an experience to a lot of people on how I was able to still incorporate the idea of wellness and as how I mentioned natural fitness, even if we are all a busy professional. So these are some the 5 steps that you could actually immediately take. Okay, so that start your your fitness journey, especially if you're just starting nowadays. So let's proceed with the next. Okay, so step one is this is a very basic and at the same time this is also the most effective of everything, which is to eat good foods first. Okay, all of us practically nowadays living in this generation has a lot of cravings. So yan yung picture ko na nasa baba. Okay, so we're in I'm showing some of those practical cravings that you have: fast food, donuts, ice cream. Actually, the ice cream is one of my cravings. So, yan yung mga masabi kong mahirap kong iwasan. Okay? So, if ever there are days that I need to practically avoid these cravings, so what I always do to first prioritize eating the good foods first, or yung how I could mention it as the single ingredient foods. Okay? So, these are some samples of them. Hopefully in this order. So, kung kayo yung tipo ng kumakain na hindi kayang pagsabay-sabayin, so ito yung maganda or practical na order ng pagkain. Okay, so mauuna muna are the cruciferous vegetables. Okay, so that includes the likes of broccoli, pechay, or even cabbage. Okay, because this kind of food, okay, or the cruciferous vegetables are rich in fiber. So at least fiber is known to be very satiating or nakakabusog na kagad when you eat them. So at least when you do that, at this point, masasabi mo mabilis ka na ma-fill up. Okay. Next is the lean meat, such as fish. Okay, because they are made out of protein and they are also satiating or nakakabusog din. And of course, some other carbohydrates, rice. Okay. Hopefully, mga brown or black rice. Okay. So, yan yung pinaka-practical and easy step. At the same time, this has been proven effective. The next is to practice what we call fasting or intermittent fasting. Okay, so this has been a fad for many generations nowadays. Okay, it has been also something that I used before. Okay, normally I do this on specific days in a week, like 3 to 4 days a week. Yan. Okay, I practice the idea of 16-18, yung pinakasikat tsaka pinakamadaling i-execute. So from there, you could start doing a fast in 16 hours. Normally, ang pinaka ginagawa is sinasacrifice nila yung breakfast part or yung almusal. And then from there, they could start eating from lunchtime, normally by 12 or by 1. And then after that, hanggang dinner na yon, at least busog sila. So they'll just count 8 hours to that. So if you started by 1, so 3, 4, so normally it will end by 8 or even 9. So after that, matulog ka na lang naman. So, yun. So, tapos na yun. You will not going to eat. From the fasting period, you will actually drink water or basta as much as possible. No solid food on that particular fast period. Okay, so water, pwedeng tea, pwedeng black coffee, at mari walang sugar. Okay, so yun. And then after that, pwede mo siyang gawing everyday. So, 3 to 4 days a week muna, and then after that, every day. And then, pwede mo nang dagdagan yung fast period din. So, from 16-8, baka gawin mo ng 18, baliktarin mo naman, 18-6, or pwedeng 3 to 4 days a week. Okay? So, at least from there, magpo-progress ka. Okay? The idea here is that you want to combine yung food eating habits mo on a specific period, okay? So this has been and then with a lot of studies, okay? So it really helps our body uh, to get their energy source from our fats, okay? Which is yun yung gusto naman natin, di ba? So gusto natin kumuha siya ng energy source sa ating body fat. So intermittent fasting is a very effective step that you could do. Next is to limit or to avoid yung mga caloric dense drinks, okay? So usong-usong nowadays yan, and I am somehow uh, also addicted to those before. So it took time for me to adjust my palate then, okay? These caloric dense foods are also practically very addicting then because they contain this sugar, okay? So yun yung pinaka-culprit dyan eh, okay? So a lot of them are basically obvious na mga sodas or colas, kung pwedeng bawasan or kung pwedeng i-sacrifice, mas maganda, energy drinks of the designer coffees, like the usual frappuccino, yan, na mas marami pa yung sugar, or if you will going to even measure their calories, mas mataas pa kaysa sa solid food. So it's not practical, okay? Kasi alam naman natin na sa isang kainan, kung mataas pa yung calories ng mga ito versus a solid food, for sure, you will also going to eat solid food. So, di ba? So, parang unfair yun sa atin na parang pwede bang ang lunch mo lang isang frappuccino because it already contains the uh, amount of calories that you need for that eating time. So, di ba? Hindi naman ganun. You need to eat a bit of solid food. So, sobra ka na dun sa intake mo. So, as much as possible, you limit or at least avoid them completely. Next is, of course, complete sleep, okay? So, importante yan kasi it's basically part of how we do our daily routine. So, since we are busy, so it's important that we do rest and sleep because it keeps us energized. And making us energetic means that we could move more, be mobile, and at the same time capable of exercise. Okay? Mas mahirap mag-exercise kung pagod or kung inaantok. Okay? So as much as possible, you have to invest or make sure that in a day you have a complete rest or complete sleep, which is 8 hours. Okay? So hopefully before 11, okay? So para maging quality yung sleep, baka medyo nandun ka na sa iyong snooze time. And that is a very practical way to really achieve a good sleep, okay? And another or very last step, which is to control the cortisol, okay? So we already arrived in the fifth step, and that's at the same time, magtataka bakit hindi ko binanggit yung exercise. Okay, mainly because this 5 step is something that we could initially do. Okay? Us being a busy professional, sometimes it's a challenge for us to have a time to exercise, okay? But at least, as you can see, there's a 5 steps. They are already a contributing factor for you to naturally lose weight, okay? And this fifth step is very important also to control the cortisol, okay? So being busy, nangyayari talaga na nagiging stressful ang buhay natin. So it's important that even on the remaining hours of our day, okay, so we practice to control this, such as doing some relaxing hobbies like reading, okay. Kung minsan, kung kayang iwasan din yung mga anything na gadget or technology related like smartphones or even watching TV, okay. Sometimes kasi yung mga yon, they give us some stress, especially if we hear some news or some comments from others or some bashing that we feel that we are entitled to reply, and that will also create some stress to us, okay? So parang hindi siya atin, okay? It's creating a lot of stress. So I'd rather recommend you to stay controlling your stress by, doing some other activities like reading or maybe doing some walks, okay, sa park. So since pandemic, siguro mas maganda maglinis ka na lang din ng bahay or maybe do something creative, okay? It's fine to do something technology, pero siguro if in terms of technology, if you love creating websites or maybe creating some writing through to your laptops, much better. Pero yung if you go online and then you'll just ended up being, stressed, okay? So hindi rin siya nagiging practical, okay? So yan yung step 5. So with all of this, as much as these are only just basic 5 steps, the important factor that I could always suggest and I always give to those that I coach is that you have to be consistent. Okay, you have to create this shift wherein you apply all of these steps again and again. Okay, so as much as I didn't mention anything about exercise, these are already initial and very effective steps that you could do, okay, without you really thinking na kailangan ko ba mag-gym or kailangan ko ba mag-exercise. At least for those steps that you do incorporated every day, if you do those habits, okay, at the same time create a mindset shift, which is about 80%, to make this consistent and work for you, this will going to be effective. Okay, so you don't really necessarily need a coach there to guide you all the way. Okay, so it's really you who should do something for yourself. Okay, and the 5 steps is only a mechanics. They're a guide for you to do it. Okay, but if you will not going to also apply it on a daily activity for you, like today until tomorrow, until the next day, and the weeks to come, and you have the tendency to, to just not follow it, okay? So, wala nga talagang mangyayari. So, it's important that you keep a mindset shift for this, okay, for it to work. So, hopefully, these steps that I mentioned will going to be something that you will apply every day. Okay, so thank you for giving this video a time. So give this video a like if you like this, and give some comment on some of the things that you want to still learn. And I promise that I will going to create more videos since I already have a better audio right now. So okay, so thank you and have a great day. Bye.